Hey there! Welcome to the show where ex-evangelicals watch and talk about TV shows and movies.
The ones we weren't allowed to watch as kids because, Satan and stuff.
I'm Donovan.
I am Zach, and Jesus stole our movies.
So let's go to the mall, avoid this horde of people, and find a new ride home and get this movie back.
Dawn of the Dead.
Motherfucker! I tried to make it vague. I tried to make it. You son of a bitch, dude.
There's no way that was actually it.
That was Dawn of the Dead.
Answer.
No, that was Dawn of the Dead. I was like,
Right.
I'm gonna make it. I was gonna make it like maybe Jingle All the Way or something. But nope, you got it right on the money. We gotta stop hanging out, dude.
Try to do another one.
Do another one.
Yeah, the bit is funnier than me actually.
Oh shit. Okay, let me think. Okay, let's have our parents die and take their whole fortune and then do what we shouldn't do, which was fix the city and get this money back.
Blank check.
Yep. No.
The mixed up files of Miss Basily Frankweller.
What the fuck is that?
Parents died. Oh. It's Batman Begins, isn't it?
Yeah, you got it. There we go. All right. That worked out better, right? We all feel better. We calm down now.
No systemic change. Hey, my dad enabled public transportation to flourish in this city, and I'm just gonna punch some mobsters because it makes my little wingy heart feel better. You fucking creep.
I thought you were about to bestow upon us some story about your father for a second. I was like, hey, my dad. I was like, oh.
Oh no.
But hey, everybody, welcome back to Jesus Stole Our Movies, the show where we get together and we say, hey, man, you haven't seen this? Me neither, because our parents were freaked out by anthropomorphic animals because they thought they were demons. How you doing, Zach?
I'm better now that my furnace is working. Holy shit.
Yeah, right.
Great morning.
I was scared for you, man. I was like, oh boy. But it's good to see you, man. I'm glad we were able to get this together and talk a little bit because today we got a special guest, a dude that we
hold on.
Wait, what? What do we do?
That's how I was.
But
that's how you are. I care about you. Tell me.
Oh yeah, I'm good, man. I'm a little anxious about what we're talking about today because one of the people in it makes me angry. But before we get to that,
it's a little touchy.
Yeah. Let's introduce our special guest before we bestow upon. I like using bestow today. Bestow is my Pee Wee Herman word. You say it, I'm gonna scream. Say bestow real quick. Say it.
Bestow?
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, that was so lame. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wow.
Look, can't you tell I'm anxious?
Yeah.
All right. So
let the mouth a lot on this one because
hell yeah, man. Also, let me set the morning brown down. That might help a little
coffee,
bit.
Coffee, you cunt.
All right, let's get to our guest, Calvin. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, that's me. I'm good. How are you? I like the audio clip out when you tried to do the Pee Wee Herman screaming, like going, "Whoa!"
Yeah, that happens. That happens all the time between me and him. There was last time I tried to do Pikachu, and he was just like, "What?" But
yeah. I'm good. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Why don't you give us a little rundown about who you are and what you do?
Yeah. I guess long story short, I pretty much debate, religious people online nowadays is pretty much what I do most of the time. I consider myself more so an ex-conspiracy theorist over being an ex-Christian. Even though I am technically an ex-Christian, but I held more deeply onto conspiracy theories and Bigfoot being an interdimensional time traveler and reptilian overlords running the government and that kind of crazy stuff. After I kind of picked up the Bible, wanted to get a handle on my religious beliefs a little more, read the Bible from cover to cover and realized that it was kind of bullshit. So after deconstructing from my religious beliefs, I started to look into the conspiratorial stuff that I believed in with the same, skeptical eye, and slowly started to deconstruct from that stuff too. And my old podcast I used to do, Unquestionable with Calvin Smith, I stopped doing it probably 3.5 years ago. But if you start on episode 1 and you listen all the way to the very end of the show, which is 40 episodes or so, you can pretty much listen to my deconstruction process throughout that entire show. So at the beginning of it, I'm straight up tinfoil hat man. And by the end of the show, I'm I don't believe in literally any of that stuff that I was spewing before. So it's a really interesting, you can kind of listen to my thought process over the 3 years that I was doing the
Oh
show
wow.
and like 40 episodes or so. But yeah, nowadays I just kind of, I do TikTok lives. I've got probably about 200,000 followers across social media that I live stream to, and I take call-ins and yeah, just doing atheist activism type of stuff. I'm actually I do street epistemology, which I mean we can talk about that a little bit more. And I take a big sign. I go down to my local park and it says "Ask an Atheist" on it, and I'll just stand there and let people walk by and ask me questions.
Mm-hmm.
Think of atheist Charlie Kirk, um, but a little bit more nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't stand out there to debate anybody or anything. I'm actually supposed to pick up my new sign today, so I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I debate, theists online, and
Mm-hmm.
I deconstruct specifically like the Christian faith, but I do talk about like other religions. Like I have, like a Talmud, and I talk about Bhagavad Gita and Quran and stuff like that. So like no fairy tale beliefs are off limits here.
Mm. I gotcha. I hear what you're saying. I think that's pretty interesting. I definitely want to check out your podcast to hear because to hear the breakdown and stuff like that and follow the journey along, I think is a very interesting and can be sometimes beautiful thing to do. So yeah, I definitely want to check that out. So
Yeah.
yeah, what about you, buddy? What are you thinking?
Well,
Yes, you,
I'm
sir.
not the special guest, so
Oh yeah, I was just
are you
wondering
gonna
was
ask me about this film, or are you gonna? I wish I
Philip.
would have known about the conspiracy theory stuff beforehand because I would have put all kinds of references in the script to it. But
especially with
I don't
this.
talk about it as much because like it's not as like I guess interesting to people. Like I feel like everyone has that kind of
I,
weird conspiratorial kind of shit they believe in,
mhm,
but I
mhm.
was a little bit overboard with it.
Oh
we
no, I
were out.
understand what you're saying. I'm definitely into some of it myself. I've found myself looking at things on Reddit and being like, "This is so interesting." Saying things to my wife, and she's like, "I don't want to hear about this anymore." I'm like, "But you don't understand." So I
We
got
were
a taste of it.
Aliens.
Yes.
we were out with friends last night, and the one lady, like, she was super excited because like 2 weeks ago she was like, "Oh, guys, I got a boyfriend." I go, she was all stoked and whatever, and we were talking about it. And then last night she was like, "I had to break up with my boyfriend," and my wife is like, "Oh no, what happened?" She goes, "He was a flat earther." I was like,
Oh,
"That's how you do it. You stand on business. Say fuck that shit."
like, yeesh.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. All right, so today there's no more beating around the bush, guys. We are talking about a very hot topic today. We're going to be talking about Hot Topic and its reign on 2000s Gothic culture. I'm just kidding. I'm avoiding it, obviously. We're talking
Yeah.
about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, as it's known in the US. The big movie for a lot of Christian kids in the 2000s, not just a huge cultural thing that it was, there was a different kind of chokehold it had in Christian households. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about that and things like that, but there is some little housekeeping we have to do off the top, right, Zach? All
Uh,
right, go ahead.
trans men are men, trans women are women,
There you go.
trans fucking
Woo!
lives matter, defend trans children. Gender is silly bullshit. And if you're an asshole, don't be an asshole.
There you go.
Um, we're talking about Harry Potter and Sorcerer's
Period.
Stone and a fucking dickhead named Joanna who wrote a story that everybody loves, but then she had to just fucking shit on it.
Yep.
And I don't
I
know.
think I think that's good. I think I'm yep, okay. Yep.
You're
Yep.
good? Okay.
Yep, yep. Okay, okay, okay. I first off want to say before I say any of this that I know and I'm fully aware that others are hurt more than me about all of this, and I just want to acknowledge that I am just stating my own personal thing here. Uh I read this book myself, all of these books. I know we're talking about the movie, but I'm just ramping up to what I'm going to say. I read these books when I was a very small kid. I read them all. I snuck read them. I remember reading them from the school library. I remember reading them at sunset on the playground when I was waiting for my mom to pick me up because she didn't show up. And all this shit. I remember the abuse I faced at home and I needed something to escape. And before I read Stephen King, I read Harry Potter. And it was a huge deal to me. All right. And then when the movie came out, my father went on a youth group field trip and he found the first tape and he bought it for me, brought it home. I watched it. I was in love with it. He found out what it was about and he made me record over it. He made me cut the box open, turn it inside out, and draw like religious shit on it of like something else we
That's
recorded
fucking
over it.
wild.
Yeah. And then I was never allowed to talk about it or anything again. So I continued to like sneak read it until I was a like older person. I was out on my own. I had a kid, and eventually me and my child like bonded over this really closely because it was something that meant a lot to me. It got to the point where like I got them the fake letter to Hogwarts when they were like 8, and they like loved it. It was all that shit, you know. It was like this thing where like I'd read a page, he'd read a page, I'd read a page, he'd read a page. And when they were about 13, they came out as trans to me and my wife, and it was like one of the most beautiful experiences. It was so easy. Like it's one of those things when you grow up Christian, you're like worried something like that's going to happen, and when it happened, it was like nothing. It was just like, of course, I love you. I love you. You're my son. Everything's perfect. And then this shit started happening, and it was like worried about him and stuff, but he handled this like a fucking champ. He was just like, it's different, art over artist. I mean, art and artist, you know, separating it. And it's just been this thing where it's like, even yesterday, he wanted to watch the movie, so we watched it, and it was just this awesome thing. But all that leading up to something I wanted to say to this fucking asshole. So please just indulge me in 1 second as I read this little letter entitled Dear Mr. Rowling. Dear Mr. Rowling, I hope this letter finds you very much unwell as you sit upon your near billions of dollars and punch down on some of the people who looked up to you as children and those just trying to live day to day. I hope you fall. I hope the stool slips. I hope you forget to tie the shoelaces on those gold-plated boots you wear to stand on people's throats and trip on your own ego and land on the shattered hopes, dreams, and lives of those you've marginalized. You created a world of escape for many, but even more for those who came from broken homes, broken lives, and those who needed a safe space, whether in reality or their minds. You broke that, you harmed that, you perverted their trust. You've made it harder for those who have had it hard enough to survive. You mock, you place blame, and you demonize. Your words have done more pain and damage than you could ever imagine, which we've grown to realize that your imagination is not vast at all. We are now the ones taking our place in the world. We have our families, we have our lives. We see the forest for the trees, and we see the words you speak are fearlessly type. And we know who the real no-nosed fuck is, and he who should not be named indeed. You may think you hold power because you hold money, but the further we get into this existence and generation and the next, it becomes more clear that that holds little importance. It's about the size of your heart and how you fucking use it. I'll finish this by saying you are a vile, disgusting, piss-filled wound of a gutter snipe. I pray for your downfall. I dream of your demise. You think of beautiful, inspiring women as less than human, strong and powerful men as weak. Well, my pig vagina faced friend, that is you. You are a blip. You are insignificant. Your characters will withstand time. You will die in infamy as each generation sees who you are. You will not be celebrated, but praised for fading into darkness that is obscurity. Rest in piss and get fucked. That's now it's you. Give me a second, Zach. I need to just chill for a
That's
second.
yeah, those are beautiful words.
Absolute
Um,
savagery.
yeah, if it's if anyone is new here and you're not quite sure, and that didn't confirm it to you, we are very pro everybody here, unless you're a fucking Nazi, and we don't play that type of shit. So, it is incumbent on it is incumbent upon a person who has that large of a platform and has that much um of an effect on people at such a young age. And my wrap up at the end of the script says this as well. And I promise we will get into sillies. Like there will be goofs. I promise. Like we're not usually this serious. Um, but we do have to talk about it. It's damaging. It's shitty. Like literal human lives are in the balance and some of this stuff, and you just can't treat people like that. So, um,
We
yeah,
also just want to make sure people know from the jump we're not going to be like, she's just something else. She's just
she's
the
a
way
fucking
she
dickhead.
writes is just,
Right.
we're not going to be like that. We're going to be like Daniel Radcliffe, that motherfucker in the
Yeah.
Trevor Project, that kind of stuff.
And
So,
I chose the movie. I'll take the blame for choosing the
oh
movie.
no,
I
do
love me
not.
some Harry Potter, but fuck JK. I
Yes.
totally agree with everything that you guys have said. I've read the Harry Potter. I read the first like four, I think, or five Harry Potter
Hmm.
books. Um, yeah, the Harry Potter series always held like a nostalgic kind of feeling for me growing up.
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
I haven't even watched the movies in years. I've seen the first one probably hundreds of times, so I don't even need to watch it before this.
Yeah,
Like
right.
I could damn near recite the whole script because me and my sister would just sit there for hours and just replay it.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, fuck JK. I totally don't you know, condone or accept anything that that troglodyte is promoting or spewing out there. But shit, like you said, separate the art from the artist. Like I
Mm.
jam out to some Michael Jackson too, but Michael Jackson's a piece of shit. So it's it's you
I
gotta
hear you on that one.
you
I
know
especially that one specifically because sometimes it'll come on in the car and I'm like, "Where do you come from, baby? PYT?" And my wife's like, "Really?" I'm like, "It's like, I can't help it."
can't you know
So I feel you.
And I
But
feel like I am alone on this podcast because I was literally was not allowed to read Harry Potter like at all in our house. Like
hmm
I have a very distinct memory of being in a Borders when one of the books got released, and there were literally lines of people and their kids like waiting to get this book, and my mom like asking like what the event was. They said the Harry Potter release, and my mom like started praying, and like we walked
Yeah,
out of the
man.
store, and like huge deal. It's demonic, like the spells are real, they're teaching kids real spells, and we'll talk about that when we talk about the Christian reaction to this movie. But like
Yeah.
all that sort of very stereotypical Christian reaction stuff to this film, and I didn't see this movie until maybe about 5 years ago.
Oh,
My
really?
wife, yeah, my wife and I actually sat down. She's like, "You have to see Harry Potter." So one weekend we just watched all eight of them, or 10, or however fucking many of these goddamn long ass
Yeah, there's a
slog fest of a movie this are. And we watched them all through the weekend, and that was pretty cool. But like, I don't have any nostalgia for this, so
Yeah, I
those are
feel
always
you.
fun. So I'm just gonna talk shit the whole time.
That's always one
Um,
of my favorite things that happens with these is because a lot of them turns out like I snuck watch them or my dad was for like a weekend, his bipolar was weird and he was like, let's watch Blade, you know? So it's always funny when we watch them and I have like some kind of nostalgia and Zach's like, nope, fuck this movie.
oh, speaking of weird dads, yeah, fuck weird dads, because like I like one of the two literal physical oldest living memories are
uh,
one, sitting in my father's lap reading this giant sized Fantastic Four, like the Coming of Galactus, like all three of those issues, like compiled into
fuck
one
yeah.
thing. That's literally my oldest memory, right?
Hell
And the
yeah.
second thing is listening to my father read me The Hobbit. Now,
hmm
shortly, there will be no magic in our home. There will be no any kind of reference to fantasy unless it was C.S. Lewis, right? Because,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus lion, do
yeah,
do do.
Jesus Lion, Jesus Lion, played by aggressive racist man in the movie. Um, but like there was no, it just kind of things just stopped. And then like after I moved out of the house, I came back to my mom and dad's house at one point, and he's sitting on the couch watching this fucking Harry Potter movie on the TV. I'm like, wait a second.
You son of a
Wait
bitch.
a second. And I firmly believe that the only reason we were allowed to watch Stargate SG-1 so faithfully was because they were killing false gods.
Oh shit.
Mm,
Yeah. Oh my God. But yeah. So that's a perfect time to talk about the Christian reaction to Harry Potter. And this was a
hmm
huge cultural thing because Harry Potter was such a big cultural thing. Then we'll talk
hmm
about why the story was so impactful on kids in a little bit.
hmm
But like, Harry Potter was a Power Rangers level pop culture shift.
Oh yeah, man.
oh yeah.
Um, and I don't think Christians liked that they had something the kids liked that wasn't Jeebus. And I think
Yeah,
that's all it was.
pretty
It
much.
usually is like anything that takes their attention away. And I'll talk about it way
I'll
later at the end of the movie. But
I'll be honest though, I do believe that there was some because we've talked about before, like there are like legitimate parents that like were just looking for some kind of beacon for parenting that were like genuine, like
sure,
good intentions
Yeah.
that I'm sure got wrapped up in this that were legitimately scared that there were demons in this movie. I'm
oh,
sure that there was a small handful that were just like, okay, yeah, Baphomet's gonna crawl out of my TV if we put on Ronald Weasley. You know what I mean?
well,
So,
yeah, and it all boils down to a lack of education, ignorance, like echo chambering, isolation.
Hmm.
And if Harry Potter came out a little bit later and the internet was more widespread, I'm sure people could have like before algorithms, shuffled everybody into very narrow corridors. I'm sure they would have been able to like look up and see, is this actually the devil? Because not really, but like, um, yeah, and yes, we have talked about that before. There are sincere parents. There were sincere parents that did get wrapped up in this stuff, and a lot of the time when we do take exception to Christian thought and view on things, it is the harm that is caused by a lot of the stuff, and the grifters and the people um, that made money off of doing it. So one of the ones that I found was our old friend from last time, Stephen Dollins, had an entire 2.5 hour sermon on the Prophecy Club, all
What?
about Harry Potter.
Wow.
Needless to say, I did not watch Mr. Stephen Dollins, who, by the way, in that video looked like Jabba the Hutt cosplaying David Bowie.
Holy
Um,
shit. Did he have the Ziggy Stardust makeup?
no, dude, he had a silver suit on. And he had trimmed his
Ah,
What?
goatee. Yeah, and
that's insane.
yeah, it was wild. And so once he started talking about a Skittles commercial also being demonic, I was kind of like, okay.
That's
So
fucking
skipping around.
Skittles.
eh, So the Skittles commercial that was so demonic that he detailed was a gargoyle that was vomiting Skittles into kids' hands. And of course, that's a lesson and everything. And Calvin, you said you had a little bit of conspiracy theory background,
Yep.
that predictive programming stuff that
Yep.
comes up all the time. Yeah, the gargoyles are the devil, and the Skittles are definitely it's a lesson that the devil's going to be spewing his evil wisdom into your children.
Man, I'm not even laughing because that's just shit my dad would
Oh yeah.
say.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and I have a friend who is like, "Oh yeah, the monster verse, Godzilla and Kong is just, it's getting people ready to accept the idea of the Hollow Earth on a grand scale. Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
It's real, and they're gonna disclose actual Hollow Earth
Dude,
soon.
That's
when
funny.
I,
I was a hollow earther.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, not a flat earther, but I was a hollow earther 100%.
Hollow Earth is fun.
is it? I don't know anything about it except for what I saw in Kong. But what I
Uh,
do remember that when I saw that, I was like, some people are gonna unlike this or go really hardcore for this.
Super super brief because I could hold forth for an hour, but Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Is that
Jules
essentially it?
Verne. It is a foundational like piece of both adventure and science fiction. The Shaver Mysteries is all a guy that was got high off his fucking ass on whatever 30s shit they were smoking back then, and related his science fiction story as a personal account. And a lot of the stuff that was taken, it was like in Strange Tales, I believe. It was in an actual pulp magazine. A lot of people
Mm.
took it as him like saying his real like adventures in Hollow
Hmm.
Earth. Also, Edgar Rice Burroughs, so we're going to talk about a little bit later. Uh, Pellucidar. There's all these Hollow Earth stories. And it's a foundational part of science fiction, and it's fun and it's enjoyable. Like back when conspiracy theories were fun, and it wouldn't like get people shot in a pizza place or like a government overthrown, things like that. Little trifles, you see. But like the idea, it sometimes it varies. So sometimes there's an inner sun and all the stuff is on the inside of the crust of the earth. So the gravity rotating the outside, centrifugal force pulls everything. So it's and so you can see the sky if you can see through the clouds. On the other side is just more earth. It's cool. And there's dinosaurs and adventure and all this shit, but it's not real. And that's where people get tripped up.
Okay, now let me ask, Calvin, how much of that was just an oversimplification?
Not really much of any of it. No, it was pretty accurate. I
Hell
I
yeah.
don't think I was really one to believe like the inner sun stuff. Um, but
The
I
inner sun
definitely
is
believed in like a
specifically a thing
society
from
that like lived
Burroughs.
inside the crust and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, awesome sauce. What'd you say, Zach?
The inner sun thing is specifically Pellucidar. It's a thing from Burroughs. So like that's a
Oh,
specifically science fictional concept. But there's who Halley, Halley's comet.
Hmm.
He was
okay.
the big proponent of Hollow Earth. So
Oh.
yeah, it's a whole thing.
See, I love learning new shit, and then I love seeing people I don't know, like that. Not people I don't know. I love seeing people like get together on knowledge I don't know and just be like, shit, it's like watching a real life documentary. I feel like I'm watching the Discovery Channel. Is that still a thing, you guys?
I think the
Discovery
Discovery
Channel?
Channel
Yeah,
has
I don't think
devolved
they're
into reality
discovering much
TV.
of anything, but
Hell yeah, I love you guys give the same answer. All right, okay, cool.
So Stephen Dollins. Sorry, we get distracted a lot here on the
Yeah,
show.
sorry.
Both
Well,
of us have problems.
ADHD and
Um,
coffee, just I'll put that over
yeah,
there.
all 200 milligrams of my caffeine and my energy drink hit at the same time, and now my eye is throbbing. It's a whole fucking thing.
Yep.
But
Divert this energy. Go, go, go.
in this sermon, Stephen Dollins, just like he did with Pokemon, just kind of devolved into pointing out things in the book that were of the devil. You
Hmm.
know, the spiral. Harry Potter has a lightning bolt on his forehead. You know what I mean? Like he specifically said, the Philosopher's Stone, Nicholas Flamel. You know what I mean? Like the very name of it, the School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. And
That's
of
a
course,
really
these
good
are
impression.
probably
it is pretty
so,
good.
such extreme fundamentalists that these are kind of probably the people that encourage their children not to go to college
Yes.
because they're going to get liberalized and given the word of Satan or whatever. But he brought up those same scriptures. I believe it's in Timothy about Calvin. You have much more knowledge about the Bible than I do.
Mhm.
I believe it's in Timothy, all the witchcraft stuff. And that was basically
So
his specific thing, and um, the only real scripture he referenced. So I always have a problem with people like it's of the devil, but then they can't really
Where's the
bring,
receipts?
yeah, you can't really bring up in, and yes, we do know it's a Bronze Age, you know, book of incomplete texts and letters, and it's, you know, a bunch of epistolary nonsense from a dude who really hit his head hard at some point and thought he hit his head so hard he went blind and thought he saw God. And
What?
yeah, Paul, the road to Damascus.
yeah.
I
He
don't
just
that this see this was my biggest falling out in the other thing I used to do because like I don't know as much of the Bible as everybody else. I just know like I know here's the hits. You know,
Yeah.
Job and his wife, and I'm like, oh no, Lot and
Yeah.
his wife.
Paul basically just had
Oh,
kind of an episode and, saw a magic flying guy in the sky that made him blind for a couple days or whatever,
oh
I
my
guess.
God.
and
But
then
he
he
is
proceeded to appropriate all of Jesus's teachings and rewrite half the shit.
Right.
he had a Doc Brown moment, and then we have the Bible. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And but where were we? Oh, and there wasn't a lot of scriptural backing to what he was saying. He was just going through Harry Potter and saying how evil it was and pointing out all this stuff. So I
Yeah.
kind of disregarded it because it wasn't really honest. And he's a very, very boring speaker, that Stephen Dollins. I found another guy who's a Barbadian. Is that the right name for people from Barbados?
I don't know.
Barbadan?
Oh
Bar-
man, I don't know.
He was from Barbados and he had a very
Yes.
thick Caribbean accent. And his sermon was peak fire and brimstone. Like that's how you get people dancing in the aisles and spinning. And like it was 100% the church my mom and dad went to. Uh,
Yeah.
do like do people would be dancing on the chairs and flipping shit because he was on the Holy Ghost he was on the Say It Back Church, all this stuff. That one I was really engaged in. I was like, holy shit, this is guy's awesome. I no wonder people like this shit because it's a wrestling promo. It was like 100%. He's just jazzed up. He's like, um, but again, the lack of scripture was really telling about those two specifically. But that's all I had because I had to work on script. And
Yeah.
but Stephen Dollins' shit was so lame.
Hmm.
I was a high priest Satanist for 7 years, and this stuff is just they're trying to affect your children. The spells are real. It's like
Man.
just because the word has the book has the word wizardry and sorcery, and it does not mean that they're trying to get your kids to be wizards or witches. But to be fair, if somebody was really really into Harry Potter and they wanted to like pursue Wicca or like more ritualistic um, paganism or something, that's that could happen. Yeah, I could completely understand why that would happen because
Hmm.
kids are curious. Um, but something the devil. That's all I
Yeah.
have. And it's just very silly, and you can just kind of roll your eyes and be like, it. And he did say a bunch of sexist bullshit in that one too. Uh,
Of
I
course he
think,
did.
yeah, because the one we watched for Pokemon, he was like, just like a woman. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he
oh
was like,
Lord, forgive
hey,
me. No,
what did he
fuck you,
say?
dude. You're an
He said,
asshole.
Misty has a hard time listening to Ash, just like a woman to
Just
do.
like a
And we're
she's
like,
will
what the?
Like, what the
she's willful, stubborn.
Well, the one
I
thing
don't
I
think you like.
found on our good friends movieguide.org, uh, I was gonna read off the content they had, but as you can imagine, it's like three fucking paragraphs.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna read like the last three sentences of their synopsis, their little summary on it. It says, finally, despite some positive moral elements, the story's occult pagan worldview adds an elitist world. Take that one more time. Finally, despite some positive moral elements, the story's occult pagan worldview adds an elitist works theology to its occultism, both of which are condemned by God in the Bible and rewards the children for disobeying the school's rules at Hogwarts and lying about it. Witchcraft is a selfish, elitist form of Gnosticism, an evil theology of secret, esoteric knowledge. There you go. Mic drop. Did you have anything you wanted to say about it, Calvin? Its impact on anything?
Yeah, no, I mean, like it's funny because I remember like as a kid,
Hmm.
learning about like kind of the Potter panic stuff that was going on. Like my sister's a couple years older than me. She's like 5 years older than me. And I remember my sister, because we grew up in kind of a rural part of Michigan. I live in Southeast Michigan and
Okay.
live kind of out in the boondocks. There's more cows than there was people.
Right.
And it is pretty religious, around that area. I remember my sister like coming home from school. She was like in middle school. I'm in elementary. And she would talk about like, her friends like saying that they're not going to read it. And like she was, when she wanted to go see the movie in theaters when it first came out, she couldn't find anyone to go see it in theaters with her. So my dad ended up taking me. So
Yeah.
like basically my sister sat like 3 rows in front of me and I sat with my dad so that she didn't have to be seen with me type of thing.
Yeah, right. You
And
go over there. Jesus Christ.
yeah, exactly. So like my dad was like, "Ugh," so like he fell asleep during the movie, and like I'm vibing out to Harry Potter,
Yeah,
while my
right.
sister's a couple rows ahead of me because she couldn't find anyone that was like allowed to go with her.
Hmm.
Yeah, my sister was always like into that spell, the witchcraft kind of stuff, and she's
Yeah.
kind of Wiccan or whatever, and yeah, and it never really clicked with me until like I was a little bit older,
Hmm.
that like wow, there's actually like a large group of people that don't want to read a book because they're scared like of Avada Kedavra or whatever or
Hmm.
Wingardium Leviosa. Like I mean
Yeah,
it's
right.
um didn't really register with me until later, but I vaguely remember my sister, coming home and being like, I have no one to go see the movie with. Like no one will go see the movie with me, like
Oh,
not even my
that's
best
cool.
friend. And then my dad just going out and taking me with him. And yeah, so it's a very weird thing, like that
Hmm.
Christians can think that a fiction, obviously fictional story with obviously fictional spells are like real, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
what? Where's the equivocation in that?
I
Well,
think that also goes to show, like, how, not it goes to show, but I think it has a lot to do with the just how much they're willing to put on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? How much of it's just the act, the illusion of being like, oh, I believe in this. Sure, we just need to find today's buzzword, and this week it's just Harry Potter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and do you
Last
remember
week was
when?
Pokemon. This week's
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
that's one of the things that Stephen Dollins actually said in his sermon. Harry Potter is taking the place of Pokemon, and Pokemon took the place of He-Man. And there's always something new in the cycle
Yep, there
of
you go.
Satan's influence on our children.
Shackle.
And the cycle, the cycle, Michael. Are you
Shackle
enjoying
man.
your maggots, Michael?
Oh
That'll be
God,
different. Make Stephen Dollins play David in the Lost Boys instead of
he's got a
Kiefer
mullet.
Sutherland.
Over here, Michael. Over here. You're not going to want to miss this, Michael.
The what fuck? What was I saying? Oh, I don't remember because Kiefer Sutherland's more fun. Lost Boys is more fun to talk about than Harry Potter.
You're not wrong.
Um, I
Unpopular
can't.
opinion, I've never seen The Lost Boys.
dude.
Definitely make that happen. It's
Well,
oh
you should come on because I've never seen it all the way through. I've only ever
yes,
seen like up to maybe the middle. Oh,
yes,
the part with the bathtub, and
I'm
I've never
so
seen the very.
uncultured. I don't even know what it's about.
It's
you
about lost boys.
yeah. It's
A
about
bunch of boys getting lost.
About some boys getting lost.
okay. Look, let's
And
think
a
about it.
really sexy oiled up man playing saxophone.
Hell yeah,
Oh, I
I
think the
want to
president would love that
believe.
movie.
Yeah, I still believe.
Yeah, there you
Tom Pelt. I said Tom Felton. That's not the sexy saxophone man. Shit, what's that guy's name?
I
Tom.
don't remember,
It's
man.
Tom something. But he's a very see Lost Boys. Um,
Well, I just want to say really quick that it's called The Lost Boys because it's about vampires and they never get older. And I didn't realize that till like 7 years ago.
the one
Mm.
girl's name is Star.
Her name is Star, like the follow
Shit,
this, and then Michael
nice.
follows the star
First
straight
star on
into
the
the
left,
morning.
straight until morning. Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
And they fly. And I believe there's other Peter Pan shit too. But we're not talking about the Lost Boys.
Yes.
In Stephen Dollins's sermon, he talked about all these cycles of occultism and all this shit. And I can't for the life of me remember what my actual point was, but
That's okay.
where were we? Fuck. Oh
We
no.
got
I
a
see.
little off.
You're the
Everything is
lost boy.
real. Do you remember? Yes, I am the lost boy. Um, my rice is maggots.
We're doing it
And
again. Go, go, go.
don't fucking like Harry Potter. I'm just gonna piss a lot of people off. This shit sucks. um, no, I have more, more nuanced reading of it later. But do you remember when we talked about Pokemon? Phil Arms, one of the things he said, now deposed, outed and convicted crook and
hmm
sexual assaulter Phil Arms said in one of his sermons that everything is real. Everything.
Yeah.
Nothing is a fantasy. Nothing is actually made up or imagination. Everything is spiritual warfare. We've talked about this before. Putting that on a child and making every single thing that you do weighed against your eternal soul, and that like there's a war on for you at any given moment,
Yeah, right.
is abuse.
Yeah.
You want to
That's
burn
literally what I
forever,
was
little
about.
Timmy? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, Calvin. What were you going to say?
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
I literally said I said you're that's exactly what I was gonna say, is that is child abuse.
It's fucked. And like we've talked in the past about our friend Hannah, who we're gonna have Hannah on again in a couple episodes. She was talking about one time she saw kids playing on the playground playing Star Wars, and the parents got all freaked out about it. But over on the other side of the playground, the other kids were playing um Jacob and
Abraham,
Isaac,
Abraham
Abraham
and
and Isaac.
Isaac. Yeah.
So like, yeah, your kids are playing human
Wha-
sacrifice, and my kids are playing Star
What
Wars.
the
Yeah,
hell?
this is the kind of people,
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
and if you want to hear about that, listen to our episode on Jason Goes to Hell, because that was a great fucking episode.
Yeah, that's funny.
But Stephen Dollins also does have a tirade in his sermon about everything is real. Absolutely everything. There's no such thing as fantasy. There's no such thing as the imagination. Everything exists for the betterment or the deterioration of the kingdom of heaven, which
Ew.
sure, if you feel that way, sure, but it shouldn't that be something that an adult should choose, right? And if we're going back to our current, bugbear we're messing with today, um, you shouldn't put this shit on kids. You know what I mean? All this shit shouldn't be on children.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's an adult's choice. I don't feel like religion should be a thing that you shuffle children off to, and they have to go to Sunday school, or else you'll get the cold water dumped on you if you don't get up for church on Sunday or
Right.
whatever. But
Well, it's
yeah,
yeah. Fuck. I was about to say something I don't remember now.
and neither of us slept last night, so we're fucking exhausted.
No, it's
Um,
cool. That's cool. It's cool.
there's so much here about everything. I'm on Christian Answers right now.
Mm.
Um, the phoenix feather in somebody's wand. The phoenix is a symbol of resurrection.
Yeah.
The lightning bolt. the occultic lightning bolt is on Harry's forehead, which is also where the mark of the beast goes. And that's a thing to condition kids that having a mark on your forehead is cool. And now Post Malone has face tattoos and Mark of the Beast. So
Dude,
where we go.
yes. Now I have a reason to convince my wife that Post Malone is not good.
Also, we do have Post Malone's musical
What culture
acumen.
vulture? What? What happened?
Post
What?
Malone's musical acumen is not in question here. I don't want to make anybody else because I'm gonna fucking make like 95% of all millennial age people very angry in this episode.
You think,
Um,
huh? You think.
but
Well, that's why I'm here,
Voldemort,
baby. I'm here to offset that, baby. I'm here to be like, no, look at that camera angle. Christopher Columbus directed this, the guy that corrected Home Alone. Oh, wow, that's so cool.
who? Oh, we're gonna talk about some things of this film, but shit. See, you did it.
I
Now
did
I
it on
can't remember
purpose because you're
oh,
about to go off.
the snake stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Voldemort is a snake. The parcel tongue. He can speak the language of snakes. Again, you're digging so far into it to
Mm,
prove that you have the Christian angle. Do you just really like this shit and you want to read it? Did we have that
absolutely.
conversation?
Yes,
I think you
always.
just wanted to watch Harry Potter. Oh,
Homeboy
oh,
just loved He-Man.
yeah. No. So I don't know.
It's funny
And
that Christians are like all up in arms about like Harry Potter when J.K. Rowling herself is a proclaimed Christian.
sure.
Like
That,
Oh,
oh
and
man.
oh, I got a perfect one for that. In Stephen Dollins's sermon, he said, I've even heard people excusing Lord of the Rings as being, it's written by a Christian. Frodo is an allegory for Jesus Christ, which it is clearly not. But that was a thing that I heard
yeah, I don't
in
see that.
my mom and dad's church. Oh yeah, not at all. There's not. It's not at all. Um,
You can just say things when you're a Christian.
yeah,
All
you can
right?
just say shit
Stop
and people
looking
will
for
be okay.
logic.
But he went on maybe a 3 minute, 4 minute tangent about how Professor Tolkien is not, in fact, a Christian. Like he was a Christian, but because he's an Anglican, that means he's not a real Christian because denominations and all that bullshit. Because we have to parse everything down, and those people are not like us. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's all just division and weird fear mongery shit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And taking advantage of these parents that want their kids to have the best and want to create a safe environment for their children is really fucking insidious, and I hate it.
Yep. And then a
But he
big
was cool with C.S. Lewis, even though C.S. Lewis is Catholic. So
uh-oh.
wouldn't he have had a problem with C.S. Lewis being an idol worshiper or some shit? Right? C.S. Lewis is Catholic. No, C.S. Lewis was not Catholic. That's what all the screw tape letters and
Yeah, you better fix that shit right now.
right.
We get some
Right?
angry
Am
emails.
I wrong?
C.S.
Am I
Lewis, I have
wrong?
no idea.
Because I think he was like a. I know him and the professor wrote back and forth about pre and post
The
tribulation and
professor,
rapture. The professor,
Tolkien?
yeah,
Oh, look, man, I don't know. I thought you were talking about Gilligan's Island. I'm
yeah, and
confused.
yeah, Marianne, Aslan, Talking Mice, Don Treader.
Just
And the
from a quick
rest.
Google search, I see that it says C.S. Lewis was not a Catholic. It says that he was Anglican.
So what was he talking about? The professor for was the professor Catholic?
See,
Somebody was Catholic, and he took umbrage
well,
with
he was
that.
close with had close friends with Catholics like J.R.R. Tolkien and admired by the Catholic community. His theology remained with the Anglican tradition.
That makes sense because he's J.R. Tolkien's Catholic, and Catholics are idol worshippers or whatever.
See,
That's
there.
not the point.
Look at that shit right there. That is why you should check out Calvin's stuff. And like, yeah, man, he's that quick with the research.
I got Google on the ready.
He was like clickety clack. Yeah, it's Tolkien.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can never remember that stuff because I don't give a shit. Like, there's somebody's religion
Fair.
doesn't really matter to me as long as they're not like a fucking Nazi or a giant bigot. You know what I mean?
Like
Hmm.
y'all got different versions of your invisible magic
Yeah.
man. I don't know. Like
Hmm.
There's spectacular Spider-Man. There's the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh
There's just
Jesus!
Ultimate Spider-Man, and those three things are
Spider-Man
maybe different
2099.
denominations.
That's my shit right
It's all
there.
the
Oh
same
yeah.
shit. It's literally the same thing. Your comic book guy that you really like is directing all of human civilization. And it's really frustrating. It's really fucking
And I
frustrating.
I will put a little footnote on that is that sometimes faith can be beautiful. That
Sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Like
I'm being
faith is very
serious.
strong. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Faith is very strong for people, but it's the harm. We always have to
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at harm and benefit. What
Yeah. It's like the
if
one bad apple thing.
yeah? uh, if if your faith is so strong that you feel that your faith supersedes other people's rights to exist and be human
Yes.
beings and be happy, then fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really your faith. That's just bigotry
Mm-hmm.
wrapped in faith. And
Absolutely.
that's where we are in our theocratic hellscape. But
That's what I was gonna say earlier. That was gonna be my little thumbtack to what you were saying when you're saying like fuck taking advantage of parents that are just looking to. I was gonna say fuck parents looking for excuses to abuse their children
sure.
because
And yeah,
that's another flip of the coin. One that I experienced where it was just like, well, let me look through the scripture to tell you why I could smack the shit out of you. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
that's
That
not
ha
funny, but
that
it is.
happens. It happens. That's real shit. You can laugh at it. You
It's
can.
horrible.
No, yeah, it's for real. It's real.
That's real, and it's just like that. Fuck those people, because it's like I don't think that's talked about enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like psychopaths out there, just people that just want to take advantage of others that just use the scripture for that. I mean, we don't know what Joel Osteen does behind the scenes. We know he takes advantage of people with the scripture, though.
Yeah.
So that's just the tip of the iceberg, I'm sure. Allegedly,
Allegedly.
allegedly. I didn't even say anything, but I'm still gonna say allegedly.
This film was released in whenever, who cares?
2001.
2001. Ah, yeah, that was the thing because what's his name was saying that uh, Harry Potter was released and then Lord of the Rings shortly after. I don't think that this man understood that Lord of the Rings was a book because he's like all these images of fantasy. I'm like I don't. But then he did say that he referenced Professor Tolkien not making it a Christian allegory, which was like okay, now we understand you know it's a book, but maybe that's just tangential. I don't know. So okay, sorry. One of my things when we talk about these Christian people being so focused about being so anti everything
Yeah,
is what do you do for fun? What is actually the thing you like? What do you do that makes
this.
you happy? Is just shitting on things other people like
Hmm.
what makes you happy? That sucks. That's not very nice. I don't like that at all.
It
It's just
happens
like,
though.
but like, what is acceptable to you to have fun? You know what I mean? It's like when in Footloose, John Lithgow's like, no dancing. Well, what the fuck? What? We're in the middle of a cornfield. What else are we gonna do?
That's
Like,
what he
can we
gets
dance?
off on though, bro. His fun is stopping dance.
But
That's
that's
his fun.
how is
But then
that
he
power
goes
trip?
home. Yeah, it's power trip. Exactly. There you go.
Mm.
It's exactly what Calvin said. 100%. He gets off on being like, no, you can't do that. I don't know why I said that through gritted teeth. That made me feel
Oh,
weird. I'm
you did
so
say got
sorry,
off.
guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the imagery of
Whoa,
John
man,
Lithgow
chill.
getting off creeps me out.
I just love how that went from 0 to 60 because of the gritted teeth. So I apologize. All right, you ready to get into this movie?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let me see if I'm on the right document. I am. Okay. Let's let's get into it, shall we?
Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain? You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what? Dear Mr. Potter, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
In a few moments, you will pass through these doors and join your classmates.
Keep an eye on the staircases. They like to change.
Good afternoon, class. Welcome to your first flying lesson. Stick your right hand over the broom and say up. Up! Wow. Mr. Longbottom! Mr. Longbottom! Mr. Longbottom, exactly where do you think you're going?
Do you really have the scar? Wicked.
Mr. Potter, our new celebrity.
First years should note that the Dark Forest is strictly forbidden, that no magic's to be used between the classes in the corridors.
Petrificus totalis.
The third floor corridor is out of bounds to everyone who does not wish to suffer a most painful death.
Throw in the dungeon! Understand this, Harry, because it's very important. Not all wizards are good.
I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed. Or worse, expelled. She needs to sort out her priorities.
I think it is clear that we can expect great things from you.
We open on a nighttime panning shot as music, at the same time whimsical, foreboding, and mysterious, tinkles over the scene. A sweet owly boy soars across the scene, the camera tracking its silent flight past a lone streetlight, casting a pale, phlegmatic orb of illumination into the night. Strings rise into an ominous buzz as a man so stereotypically coded as a wizard that would make Max Fleischer blush steps out of the shadows, raising a strange arcane apparatus that plucks the lights out of all the streetlights on the suburban street.
Homeboy looked like Merlin from Sword in the Stone.
I think I have Timu Merlin in here like 5 times.
Yeah, it was waiting for him to go Hickatus Fickatus.
Like, there's the wizarding world's supposed to be a secret, right? Like, there's no way you see that guy and just like, there's wizards. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, go back to Hogwarts, you fucking weirdo. Like, Dumbledore should just be a guy in a suit. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine if there was a Cockney dude just like ribbing him from a window? Oi! Nice nightgown, you fuck!
Oi, prick! A sweet, adorable kitty cat who could literally never do anything wrong in its entire life watches Timu Merlin do his sorceress work, letting off a soft, plaintive meow at the wizard. Unsurprised, Gandalf says he knew she would come. Professor McGonagall, here played by the great Maggie Smith, drops her wild shape spell and approaches the conspicuous wizard, now conspicuous and cartoonishly dressed as a witch herself.
Hell yeah, Maggie Smith.
Rip.
Legend. What's the Gilded Age? It's not the Gilded Age. Is it the Gilded Age? No, she was in Downton Abbey, right?
I think so.
She's in one of those like stuffy British people shows that was like super iconic.
If she wasn't, then fuck Downton Abbey, because
No, she was in Downton Abbey. Yeah,
I was about to say, catch these hounds, Downton Abbey.
Don't disrespect the legend like that. She greets the wizard as Professor Dumbledore, asking him if the rumors are true. Did you get that one?
Yes.
Okay. It's Dumbledore. No, it's Dumbledore.
Love it.
And he said, yes, all the rumors are true, good and bad alike. Cryptically, Dumbledore, which this is our first instance of our bullshit ass naming convention for the what are you doing, lady? All your names are just like bloopy doopy, gibbity gobby, hippity scoopy, a scoop and a doop, and a whoopity boop boop. Like, fuck you, man. That's why, as a kid, I never wanted to read this because it sounded like silliness. Like, this sounds like silly, childish crap. Dumbledore. I know McGonagall is like a real family name. Like, people were actually named something McGonagall, like that's their name in the UK. But like, McGonagall's kind of a silly name. And it doesn't track as like a real serious person's name.
Right. Look here, I'm not going to stand in front of McGonagall shaming. You watch your tone.
I'm not shaming her, the character, or Maggie Smith's performance.
Here come our first emails from the McGonagalls. Here we go.
All McGonagalls in real life, you're cool. It's not your fault Joanna sucks at naming shit.
We're gonna get our first email. Oi! Nice nightgown, you fuck.
Trim me a bit. Well, that was more. I don't know.
That
Fuck, I'm
felt like
tired of shit.
that felt like you were talking to yourself or something.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry about my beard. My mom was like, "What's the goal with your beard?" I was like, "I just want it long enough so my wife can drag me around. That's all I want in my life." Cryptically, Dumbledore says that Hagrid is bringing him. When McGonagall questions the decision to trust Hagrid, Dumbledore replies that he'd trust Hagrid with his life.
Fucking
Which,
sames.
but I don't know if that's going to work out for you because he's kind of a doof.
But he's a lovable doof. He's a lovable doof.
I don't know, man. You could have fucking bought a car with all the dimes he's dropping about all this information throughout this movie. Cue an obnoxiously bright light, and what sounds for all the world like a World War II fighter plane as the eponymous Beard Man soars through the trees on a flying motorcycle to screech to a halt in the middle of the street. So much for Dumbledore's previous stealth, but hey, at least we have whimsy.
Lovable doof.
Hagrid greets the pair, clutching a swaddled baby to his chest protectively, the gentle nurturing actions at odds with the half-giant's fearsome appearance. McGonagall questions Dumbledore's, "My tongue cannot make all these silly syllables." McGonagall questions Dumbledore's judgment. See, I did it. Fuck you.
I didn't think about how you'd have to say these names so close together, and it is like your tongue is doing gymnastics. McGonagall Dumbledore.
That's why I didn't. That's why I never had any. Nobody named Dumbledore is inspiring. Sorry, I just don't
No
know.
one's taking him seriously.
Yeah,
No.
he's supposed to be the guy. He's supposed to be the most wizard of wizard. You know what I mean? And Dumbledore. Sheesh. And it's great for kids. It's great for kids because it's a fun, silly name that kids can hook on to. But I'm a grown ass man. You know what I mean? Holy shit, where am I at? Oh, McGonagall questions Dumbledore's judgment and leaving the baby with these muggles. And we should have seen the signs, you guys, because nothing wholesome comes from somebody who takes joy in making up their own slurs. Because goddamn.
Oh shit. Didn't think about that.
There's other slurs she uses for people too, and it's like, you should have known. The red flags were there.
Yeah, right. Now that you know she does that in the books and stuff, you're like, what words does she use in private?
Yeah, like, that's one of those, like, as a writer, she put her feet up there. I made up a slur today. Now I can oppress fictional people too.
Gross. You're not wrong.
Dumbledore says that these horrible people are the safest place for this baby at the moment because everyone in the wizard world will know his name. But here, he'll just be another kid. But the wizarding world will always be there for him when he's ready, which they don't give him a choice. So how does that work?
Such bullshit. There's so many magical routes you could have taken, and you're like, oh, his abusive family? Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Well, this is what I think the secret sauce of the book is too. This is a very, very, very cleverly orchestrated bit of manipulation. It's very much a middle grade kids are going to hook into this book and get stuck to it like glue. This is all very intentional, and I think the idea that she stumbled on this
was to you talking about like making it
that
he's coming from an abusive home. Is that what you
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I tell you right now, that's one of the reasons I connected to it when I was a kid. I was like, oh, there's an escape from this, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
And the calculated bits of like making sure the kids have agency over things and the adults are kind of on the periphery of everything. It's a very, very calculated, and I think it's kind of insidious if we're going to be really honest about it.
I want to say too that blah 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 wasn't meant to be dismissive. I was just trying to move along what I was saying.
Professor Stumblethorpe puts down the little baby bundle on a doorstep as Hagrid's big hairy ass tears up, leaving a note on the baby. As the camera pulls back, Gumplenorb says that good luck, Harry Potter, and we get a good view of a satanic lightning bolt symbol engraved ritualistically into the chosen one's brow. And how can't you see the blatant satanic overtones, you secular fools? It's not even subtext at this point. No one tells Stephen Dollins he'll get a nosebleed or something.
Dude, I was imagining like after like he's like Harry, good luck, and then like I imagine him like ringing the doorbell and scampering away, like his fucking knees going up under his gown, like go go go. Hagrid trips behind a bush. Ah!
Cheese it. What's the English word for that? Scarper. Everybody scarper. Hagrid's big ass is just high kneeing it.
Yeah, behind a fucking bush, you just see his butt sticking out, and he's like, no.
The score swells, and we cut to a now primary school, aged Harry Potter being rudely awakened by the hellish Dursley family. Dudley, your trope-tastic chubby bully du jour of the movie, stomps on the stairs above Harry's abysmal cupboard-sized room. Mom Dursley verbally abuses him to make Dudley's B-Day breakfast extra special, and Dad Dursley is bullied by Dudley in turn, making him turn his anger onto Harry. These people are the worst, but in a very calculated way. And the more I understand the mechanics of how Joanna's storytelling works, the more I see signs of manipulation of the audience, which we just talked about.
Dude, we were watching this last night, and my oldest, my teenager, like looks at my youngest and goes, "Man, sometimes you're like Dudley." And he goes, "What do you mean?"
Oh shit! Oh, shots
He was
fired!
just being an asshole, like typical teenager thing. And I was like, "Dude, come on, don't say that." And he's just like, "Man, that's not cool."
Yeah. Oh man, poor little guy.
I was like, so that just goes to show, we're always watching like stuff with teenagers and stuff. You're like, older siblings aren't that mean. They don't do that. Or like, they're just rude for no reason.
The family and poor sad Harry go out to visit the zoo, where the Dursley family is again rude and abusive, this time to the animals, which heals baby. When Harry very kindly apologizes to a Burmese python for the Dursley's rudeness, the snake seems to understand him, responding with intentionality and reason to the bespectacled boy's questions. When Harry asks if the python misses its family, the snake nods toward a sign that says "bred in captivity," which made me kind of scratch my head because, brother, that's a weird looking loaf. When that total shouldn't take that long.
It did. It took way longer than it should have.
You sleepy boy today.
There was so much shame I felt when I realized.
When that total chode Dudley sees the snake reacting to Harry being a nice, polite kid, he shoves Harry out of the way and gets all up on the glass like an idiot. Harry glares at Dudley, so intently, in fact, that the glass on the enclosure disappears, depositing Dudley ass over tea kettle into the snake's enclosure and the muddy fabricated stream therein. The snake beats it out the door, causing a panic as Dudley rises from the unceremonious dunking. He finds the glass on the enclosure returned to its place. Mom Dursley and Dad Dursley freak the fuck out like the shitheads they are. And Harry takes what little joy he can in seeing his bully being humiliated. Dad Dursley, it seems, knows that Harry had something to do with the kerfuffle and fixes his Vogon-looking face into a glare of suspicion and contempt, as he straight up looked like the Vogon puppets from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, yes.
They use that man's face.
He does the voice, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does the voice of one of them, I think.
That sucked. Okay. Sucks for him to be associated with Vogons. I thought he was going to. Oh. Back at the Dursley residence, Dad Dursley manhandles young Harold like a total shitheel, tossing him in the chokey for his magical transgression.
Nice.
And at least he didn't make Harry listen to any of his poetry. Goddamn. Later, an owl flies by silently, dropping a letter in the Dursley's mail slot. Harry's stoked to see he got a letter specifically addressed to him. When that no-good shit-blossom Dudley dimes him out, Dad Dursley sees the seal on the letter. His eyes widen in recognition, and he promptly disposes of the letter.
Hey, Zach.
Also about the letter stuff. So, like, okay, so does the animal, like, so Harry Potter had the owl that delivered the letter, right? So, like, did Ron's rat, like, deliver his letter to him?
Right.
I think like doesn't like one of the kids have like a frog or something?
Yeah, that's
like,
even better.
Did the frog deliver their letter?
Yeah.
Like, how does this work?
It comes in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
That's
So it
not
doesn't get
wet.
slimy.
Yeah.
Like dissect the frog and find the letter. I don't.
I love it. Yeah.
Just fold it inside.
It makes it a completely different scene if like Harry's familiar animal is like a kangaroo or something. He's just got all these letters sticking out of his mouth. Well, I think that all postage in the wizarding world is delivered by owl, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm pretty sure that none of those owls were specifically Hedwig.
I wish it was the other fucking way though, but you're giving her too much credit. Oh wait, Zach, read the first sentence of that little paragraph again.
Later, a sweet little hooty boy flies by silently, dropping a letter in the Dursleys' mail slot.
Name him a sex tape.
Oh no, boo, boo! Oh, careless. Boo. Sometime later, more hooty boys perch on the light poles outside, and Dad Dursley irately tears up all the letters with the Hogwarts seal on them.
Mm-hmm.
Time goes on, and more Darius Ruckers appear on the Dursley house, delivering letter after letter to Harry.
Hold on.
Despite
Hold
Dad
on.
Dursley's
No, shut up. Shut up.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just hold on. You can't just breeze by that.
Breeze by what? I don't know.
That
what you
was
mean.
really good.
Why do you think I called him Hootie Boys several times?
That was a perfect setup for yourself, you son of a bitch.
I am here for a one-person audience. I'm glad that joke worked. More days pass, and still more owls deliver still more letters until the house is festooned with many species of owls, all delivering a letter to the boy under the stairs. Barn, barred, and great horned, snowy, tawny, and even a Eurasian eagle owl, and more, all perch on the house, each one bringing their ensorcelled postage. Until the house rumbles and a deluge of letters thunder from the chimney, sending Dad Dursley into the depths of madness and Mom and Dudley into full panic freakout mode. And it's a terrific practical effect as all these letters actually pump out of the chimney in the flue. It's pretty cool.
And the fucking mailbox pops open and like the mail slot, and it just start.
Do you see the short-eared owl there too, Donovan? There was a couple,
No.
Eurasian eagle owl I saw there was a great gray,
Are you a bird watcher?
I like owls, and I don't like Harry Potter, so
Hey.
I'd rather talk about owls for
Clearly. I thought there was a joke you were trying to tell me. I'm like,
Right.
what's happening? You're one
I
of
just
the
know you
Pratt
get
brothers.
annoyed. I know you get annoyed when I talk about birds too much.
No, I don't. Do you know I'm married to? Okay, we clearly haven't talked about my wife
Oh my
enough on
God.
this show. She's a fucking bird nerd. For her birthday, I got her 2 trail cams. She's a psycho.
Yeah, baby.
She's a psycho.
Dad Dursley says they're going somewhere that no one can find Harry, which, whatever. Smash cut to a tiny storm-racked island and a weird, narrow stone cottage where Harry is drawing a birthday cake for himself in the dirt floor of the cottage.
Oh, you mean my worst nightmare house?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a dungeon. I'm like, oh shit.
But I'm talking about the waves and shit. There's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a lighthouse in the middle of the ocean as waves are crashing around. And you're
You
just
see
waiting for
tentacles in the
Cthulhu
waves
to
and
come
shit.
out of that bitch.
Harry wishes himself a happy birthday. And the turning of midnight, Harry blows out the non-candles as a boom sounds from the heavy wooden door. The booming sounds again and again until the door blasts inward, revealing a hulking shape lit from behind by flashing lightning. Hagrid steps into the cottage, greeting Harry. Mr. Dursley tries to shoot Hagrid, who bends the double-barreled shotgun with one hand and is sweet and kind to the boy, again underscoring the gentleness of such a fearsome character. He uses magic to light the fireplace and tells Harry that he is, in fact, a wizard. And as a small child... Yeah. What? Are you what? If you get annoyed by twee children English accents, this is not the film for you. Harry Potter. I did it. I knew. You didn't read your ancient text.
I think that's why they made him like whisper half the time when he talks, so it wasn't so high. Why don't I have any money? It's just always so quiet.
I took that as like trauma response. The
Okay.
Dursleys would fucking curb stomp his ass if he spoke up too loud or some
You're not
shit.
wrong.
Harry says, "You fucking what, mate?" And Hagrid hands Harry the acceptance letters all the owls had been trying to deliver the entire time. Harry asks the Dursleys if they knew that he was a wizard and never told him. And they respond hatefully. Miss Dursley holds forth with a speech about how much she hated her sister. The Dursleys insult Albus Dumbledore as if these muggles know about the wizarding world, all like that, which, like,
Yeah.
if it was a different response, if maybe Mom Dursley was reacting like she didn't want to lose anybody else. If
True.
she lost her sister and she hated that the wizarding world stole her sister from her, like maybe that would have been cooler. But no, she's a
See,
dickhead.
this is really bumming me out. I'm trying so hard to not be that. Well, in the deleted scenes, dude. So let's just keep going. Because in the Deathly Hollows, there's a deleted scene when the Dursleys are moving away, and she has a scene with him that is in the books. It's very much, I'm sorry I've treated you like this. You just remind me so much of my sister, who I'm so sad I lost. So
I think they retcon some stuff because like Voldemort has a nose in this movie,
yeah,
and there's other things that they change a little bit because was it originally supposed to be 8 books? Or
I
like it
don't
got so
know.
popular and she decided to expand it so she could milk us all.
Probably the latter
Yeah,
for sure.
that sounds right.
And then she's like, and when they started making movies, she's like, you make as many of these motherfuckers as you can.
Mm-hmm.
You split the last one. I don't give a shit how bad they are. In the woods the whole time? Who gives a fuck? That's the first one.
Well, nothing fucking happens in this movie. Like we literally follow these children's entire school year, and maybe 5 things happen. We're supposed to like stretch that over 180-ish days. I don't know how long school year for um
Well, they show the seasons
UK
change
kids
and
is.
shit, so it's
Yeah,
definitely a
they
while.
go through Halloween and Christmas. All those
Yep.
Christian holidays that these pagans have. Whatever. Um, Cut to Harry and Hagrid going shopping in London, and Harry reads off the peculiar school supply list. Hagrid leads Harry into a bar full of rejects from a stage production of Sweeney Todd, and several of the grubby Dickensian tropes greet him warmly. A white guy in a turban greets the pair, revealed to be the defense against the dark arts professor Quirrell. Which, is he supposed to be a person of color in the book
I don't know.
and like
Good
cast as a white
question.
guy
I
in the
don't
movie?
think so. Well, I don't know, I guess. But
So none
knowing,
of these,
J.K. Rowling's, track record, probably not.
there's
Right.
not really any people of color in the movies at all, are there? There's like
There's like,
one Asian
yeah.
lady.
There's like I can think of like one black kid in the first movie, and that's literally all I can think of. And he's
Oh,
like
wow.
a side character. I don't even think we get his name or anything.
There's two dudes throughout the whole series, I think. One's name is Dean Winters, and that's because he ends up dating one of Ron's sisters. But I don't, and there's another dude, but I don't remember his name. But those are like the only two I can think of. And like I said, I've watched these movies a lot.
Yeah. Dang, I didn't even realize that.
Yep.
Like it's realization there. No people of color.
Oh, there's two Indian kids too.
That's
That's
why I wondered because like England,
Mm-hmm.
India, like, and this man is wearing a turban. Like, why was this white guy
yeah,
be
that
wearing a
was weird to
turban?
me. Immediately, I
He's
was
not
like,
a Sikh. Like,
but but spoiler alert, that's the real reason. Like I don't understand why it's like socially okay with everybody. Why no one's like, "Hey, bro, why are you wearing that? That seems a little questionable." You know what I mean? Because at the end you're like, "Oh, he's covering that." But throughout
well,
the rest of the movie, it's just like, yeah, it seems socially unconscionable. That
and
isn't.
does this movie exist out of time as well as a wizarding world?
It's
Like,
in the 90s.
but like everybody, the Dursley family all look like they're from the 40s. Like everybody's dressed in those brown English
I think they're
clothes.
just really conservative.
Maybe.
Exactly, yeah. They believe in the nuclear family, that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
Hagrid leads Harry on, pressing a few misplaced bricks in an alley behind the bar and opening the concealed magical portal to Diagon Alley. More of the terrible naming convention on display because the entire existence of Diagon Alley is for one joke later.
Mhm.
When they use one of the fireplaces in the Ministry of Magic to transport, and
Yeah,
he says
yeah.
Diagon Alley, and the magic, the spell thinks to say that they're
Oh, he
going
went somewhere
diagonally,
else. Diagonally, yeah,
and they just end up in a different
yeah.
fireplace or in somewhere else.
Mm.
I see. I see.
Butterbeer, is that a real thing? Because I don't want to trash somebody's shit, but butterbeer sounds stupid. You know
Um,
what I mean?
It's
I
a
mean,
real thing
technically, yeah,
there.
people like make butter beer.
Mhm.
I've seen like recipes and stuff where I've never actually like had it, I guess.
Are
But
we
like the
giving?
butterbeer flavored stuff, like they make these
Yeah.
butterbeer flavored Hershey Kisses. Holy crap, those are so good.
Are
So-
they? It's like buttercream, right?
Pretty much, I think it's kind of like a root beer float kind of
Oh, like
situation.
butterscotch or something, maybe.
Yeah, right. It's like a
Yeah.
butterscotch root beer float, basically.
Yeah, that
Sounds
makes
like you
sense.
shouldn't give things labeled beer to children.
Root beer, son.
Yeah, I
Root
don't think it's
beer.
actually beer.
No, I never have no
Beer.
illusions that it's not actually beer, but like, come on. Butterbeer is a dumb word. And it fits
Kinda.
in with the Dumbledore and the Gumble Flop and the Doobie Stoobigans and all this shit.
How are you gonna say the Doobie Brothers?
Doobie Brothers. Don't do it, Donovan. God damn it.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The alley is a bustling riot of activity, catching Harry's eye at every turn with its crowd of magical folk, esoteric and arcane items on display, and other odds and ends.
I had to point out here when I was watching it with the kids yesterday, I was like, it's really nice to see the practical sets and stuff because now it's just all fucking CG.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, everything is fake nowadays, and it's just so nice to see practical shit. And like, yeah, obviously this movie has, CGI and stuff, but this is like right in that forefront where they were still doing the mixture of practical with it. So it's like really nice to see that still. And it's weird to watch the progression of that change throughout this series because as it goes on, it just becomes faker and faker. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
No, you're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah. They built a full scale like prop troll for the troll being knocked out scene.
Yeah.
But used a CGI troll model and one of the, I believe the unicorn, there's a dead unicorn corpse that is 100% practical as well. So
Mhm.
like, yeah, you probably could have done Fluffy with a puppet for real. Because have you ever seen the King Kong musical puppet? Things like
Yeah, yeah,
3
yeah.
stories tall, and oh man, it's
I
rad.
actually saw it yesterday on TikTok. It's weird you mentioned that. Are you building my algorithm, you creep?
It's been me all along. Harry asks Hagrid, there's 3 characters in this movie that have an H at the beginning of their name. Harry, Hagrid, Hermione, see? Ron. Much easier to say Ron Weasley.
Why'd you say it like
Ron! Because Ron Perlman's cool.
that? Okay.
Rupert Grint seems all right. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Harry asks Hagrid how he's going to pay for all these supplies if he has no money, at which time Hagrid leads him to the Hall of Anti-Semitic Stereotypes.
Oh.
There were signs, you guys. Turns out young Harold is, in fact, loaded, and his family vault is packed with gold. Hagrid speaks conspiratorially to one of the racist-ass caricatures, and they access a very special vault with a very special tiny package inside, and I felt personally attacked.
And that
It's
this
a
is
perfectly reasonably sized package. God damn it.
This is another one of those moments where I'm watching and I'm just admiring the practical effects. I'm like, I can't say this out loud because it sounds like I'm apologizing, but I'm not. I'm just admiring the craft. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's significant film craft in this movie. They worked really hard on it and they did a great job, but
And Warwick Davis plays 2 characters in this movie, and I think that's one of them because he plays Professor Flitwick, and I believe this dude.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize
The
that. Oh
legend.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always got to shout out Warwick Davies on this show.
Always. Hagrid leaves Harry, an 11-year-old boy, alone to shop for his wand.
Good luck, Harry.
Bye. See you later, shitlord. And just fucking walks out.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go get some fish and chips. Good day. Sorry,
series
that's
of
like
trial and error.
stereotypical bullshit.
Hagrid's. See, you're getting me off track again.
Yeah, it's my fault.
At Ollivander's wand shop, A series of trial and error sees Harry slightly menaced by Professor Broom, I mean Ollivander, until he finds a wand that makes him either come or both poop and pee his pants with magical power. The wand, it seems, is the twin of the one that left the scar on Harry's brow. The wand of the Dark Lord, who shall not be named. Ooh, spooky. At least it's cool to see John Hurt, I guess. We'll see him later in the series.
Hell yeah.
But why is everybody dressed like they're about to be an Oliver Twist? Like, what the fuck? Before Harry can be too freaked out by the wand salesman, who seems like his chest might suddenly start hurting for some reason, Hagrid returns, tapping on the window. You knew I was going to do it. Bearing with him Harry's B-Day present, a magnificent snowy owl. Did you get that one, Calvin?
The snowy owl?
No, that man's chest might start hurting very badly at any given moment.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
layers on layers, son. Okay.
Right.
You're lucky I'm patient, man, because I was about to say, like, he should have in his contract that every movie he's in, he should be like, my chest hurts a little bit. And then
he rubs his sternum just a little bit,
like just a little heartburn, maybe a gas bubble. Something's
it's gonna
about
rain
to
later.
pop.
It's gonna rain later.
Where are they gonna get this checked out?
The next day. Oh shit. That's important. I can't cut that out. Later, Hagrid tells Harry the whole sordid tale. Magical war, Dark Lord, dead parents, backstory. Next day, burdened with packages, Big H takes Small H to the train station, then promptly leaves an 11-year-old child all alone in the train station to find the platform all by himself. You know, real responsible adult stuff.
Man, it is a little bit alarming. I didn't really think about it. How he's just like, all right, deuces, kid. You could have like at least walked him to the platform and been like, look, you got to run. No, he's just like, all right, see ya. I'm just gonna walk away on this bridge. Bye.
Yeah, thankfully, bro doesn't have any children because
he's like, I think I do. Left from somewhere.
Did Hagrid here is played by Robbie Coltrane, and I'm wondering in the back of my head, do you think they asked Brian Blessed if he would audition for Hagrid? Or he was probably too old at this point, but like Brian Blessed would have been a cool Hagrid, but you would have just had him screaming at everybody. You're a wizard, Harry. Like, yeah, Brian Blessed, let's go. Gordon's alive.
That's like the ninth time
Harry's alive. Because I fucking love Flash Gordon. That's rad.
Hell yeah.
Somewhat lost, Harry looks around for platform 9.75 or 9.5 or whatever dumb bullshit it is, which is magically hidden from those no good subhuman muggles until he happens upon a grande-sized squad of squabbling gingers, the Weasley family. The 100% true baby faces of the entire series. Because I don't know, if it wasn't for the Weasley family, Harry would have just been killed immediately.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ron Weasley taking bumps for this clown. Like,
from
your
the
man
jump.
Ron takes some hits for this guy. Like,
Oh,
holy shit. Oh, and he loses his brother just for Harry because Harry's such a special boy. Fuck Harry Potter, by the way. You're an asshole. That
You
kid
know
lost
that
his...
nothing really happens for him on his own. It's always somebody helping him out.
Just shove that kid back under the staircase.
All right. World would be a better place without this fucking guy.
That's like a microcosm of the whole like white male power structure, right? The patriarchy in itself. Like, nothing actually exists because a bunch of cool badass white dudes did it. It's because, like, you know, they didn't have to pay the people that they were enforcing to work. Or all the ladies did all the work at home so they could do everything else. You know what I mean? It's just an encapsulation of that.
And Harry stands up and he's like, I did this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the boy who lived.
The Weasleys help Harry find his way onto the train, and the boys board the Hogwarts Express, which seems like having a whole-ass steam train for your school is a bit ostentatious. But what do I know? We don't have proper passenger rail here in this backward-ass, theocratic hellhole called America. But that's another story.
Yeah.
Aboard the train, the boys bond. There's chocolate frogs, actual holographic wizard trading cards, and candy up to your ass. The boys do their best Chim Chim and Sprite Eraser impressions until a wild Hermione appears, prim, proper, and quite the witch already. She fixes Harry's glasses because she's, well, not a total idiot like these other morons, and she is gone as quickly as she came.
Of course, she gets in a few jabs at Ron, though. It's like, you got a little dirt on your nose. She's about here. Go wash your fucking face.
Ron Weasley, you piece of shit. You absolute bastard.
She's like the only one in the movie too that's like not completely like starstruck with Harry. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool. Everyone else is just like Jeeping Willies.
He's just some fucking guy, like whatever. Cut to a train platform at night as a Hogwarts Express puffs up to a quaint village, seemingly lit by gaslight, to be welcomed by Hagrid bearing an old-timey lantern to corral the first-year students. Old school movie magic then happens as score, effects, and lighting all meld into one fantastic ball of fried, delicious golden goodness.
I from now on we call movie magic Muji.
Muji magic.
Muji magic. Hell
Muji
yeah,
magic.
brother.
You want me to do a
Muji.
retake of that?
No, I thought it was fucking fantastic. That's why I'm saying it. If you say something like that and I repeat it, it's because I loved it, Zach. We're friends. You're supposed to know this. Now we're not friends no more.
Oh my god. Boats glide noiselessly across the water. No means of propulsion visible. The golden spheres of light cast by their lanterns illuminating the wonderment on the faces of the children, as in the distance the silhouette of a grand castle soars against the starlit sky. The eponymous Hogwarts. Lit by
And
torch and candle.
The
The
music's well
juxtaposition.
done.
Yeah, the music gets obnoxious. This is where I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be the whole movie because it's just
Mhm.
the score is just beating you over the face with the same theme. It's almost as bad as the Pacific Rim theme. Pacific Rim is one of my favorite movies, but like there's 16 notes they use over and over and over.
Mhm.
And if I have to
Man,
hear
it's been a while since I've seen that.
yeah, Pacific Rim rules.
Mhm.
But if I have to hear dun 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 dun, dun that was the Avengers theme song for a second though. I slipped into that.
Yeah, you're right.
But Harry Potter was annoying. The score was annoying, and I wanted to go to bed.
It was very whimsical.
Too whimsical. Like, we get it. There's supposed to be childhood whimsy. Next, like, give it some danger. Danger. Childhood whimsy. Woo, whimsical. Hogwarts is Hogwarts is lit by torch and candle. The juxtaposition of the monolithic, foreboding stone castle and the inviting warmth of the light, all set against the backdrop of the silvery pallor of the moon, is the perfect visual match to the music. So it's truly an awe-inspiring bit of cinema. And I'm pretty sure that shot of Hogwarts is a miniature at that point because I know they built a very large scale miniature of Hogwarts that was like 25 feet tall or something. So they could get some of the flying shots and some things. The kids enter the Cyclopean halls of Arcane Academia to be greeted by Professor McGonagall, who explains to them the house gimmick, which, I don't know, lady, maybe sorting people according to their personalities so they can gas each other up isn't the best idea. Let's put all the sneaky, duplicitous assholes together and all the silly little guys together all in one spot and pit them against each other in competition. Yeah, nothing bad could possibly come from that at all.
No.
And J.K. Rowling predicted the algorithm. Dun 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 dun. It's just like you have a whole house that is the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, that's kind of
How
weird.
much would it suck to like be the kid that's like, hey, guess what? You're part of the bad kid. We know, like, you think you're an all right kid, but we're gonna put you over here with all the bad kids. And then that kid's like, damn, I guess I am a bad kid after all. Like,
Yeah.
like how mean, honestly. Like,
you're right. That would suck.
Anybody's gonna turn bad if they're stuck with fucking Malfoy all the time. Because I just wanted,
Right.
I wanted to hit that kid in the face.
Or what if you're just like having a bad day? And you're just like having shitty thoughts, and you're like, well, this kid's a Slytherin kid. You're like, no, I'm a Hufflepuff. I just had a bad morning.
No, but Malfoy always had the most punchable face, I swear.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, right.
terrific casting, right?
Yeah. Wait
I
till you meet his dad. He's a
Oh my
real see you
god.
next Tuesday.
I just get this image of some kid being dragged into the hall, like, I'm a Hufflepuff, I'm a Hufflepuff, like crying and being dragged into Slytherin. Uh, as the kids wait to enter the dining hall for the sorting hat ceremony to find out what faction they will fight for later as child soldiers, the bully Draco Malfoy makes himself known. He's imperious, he's entitled, he fits all the bad bully beats, including some goonish yes men. He picks on Harry, talks shit to Ron, but Harry says, "Get tossed, you jerk," and he doesn't shake Malfoy's hand.
And this is also done with a bunch of what do we have? Dutch tilts. Pam, pam, pam. Fucking love them Dutch tilts. And then we get to see the Trevor, Neville's toad. That's fucking
Yeah,
dope, man.
Neville gets introduced because Neville's cool. Neville, who is also a low key hero of the story,
Hell
you
yeah,
know,
brother.
Yeah.
like everybody would die if it wasn't for Neville, right? Right?
Yep.
He saves everybody at the end.
Yeah. He
Essentially,
does it a
yeah.
couple times through like the whole Harry Potter series. Like I think at the very last book he does a whole like hero thing too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where's the fan fiction about actually Neville's story of
There
him
is
being the
one.
real hero?
There's like
There's
a
the
whole there is like it's not even like a fan fiction. It's almost to the point where it's like a whole side thought of even if you watch
Hmm.
the movies, he's supposed to be the guy that brings Voldemort down. If you watch it like the right way, if you read it the right way, it's actually all supposed to be
Hmm.
Neville's story. It's
Hmm.
crazy. So it's funny that you said that and you didn't even know it.
Well, I do
Interesting.
know that there is a fan fiction bondage erotica fantasy.
That's not surprising you know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, I mean, come on, son. That lady, it was so successful that the lady just changed all the names because she had to post it for free because she was using like the property,
Yeah.
Oof.
and she got so fucking popular that she just changed the names and re-released it, and she sold thousands of these things. Like people were
Dang.
so stoked about it because like she changed the names a little bit, and it's like the same, but it's really creepy and gross. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to talk about it
Well,
because
you
I
you
listened to part of it with my wife, and I was like, oh.
I was gonna say, homie, you brought it up.
Yeah, but like we're talking about fan fiction. When McGonagall ushers the first years into the dining hall, there's piles of other kids in there already, and the boys look up in wonderment and magical whimsy as the score tries its goddamn best to make us feel said wonderment and magical whimsy. And I think to myself, geez, score, we get it. And if I
Mhm.
would have known this was John Williams, I'd have like, geez, John, we get it. The kids all swarm and crowd around, waiting to get unfairly profiled by a surly piece of reanimated roadkill in the vague shape of a hat when Dumbledore has some remarks for the kids.
Yep.
Be safe, don't die. Okay, moving on. The profiling begins. Hermione is first to have the suspicious orifice of the sorting hat placed on her head. And this makes me uncomfortable because, like, it's got a mouth, right? What is the head hole? It's butt. Like, do I care about this? Am I zero fun? Maybe. Am I focusing on the wrong things? Quite possibly. Harry and Ron get put in Gryffindor with Hermione, and all the rest of the kids get sorted too. Who gave this hat its license? I never even met these kids. Who is the hat to say they're what? Bunch of judgmental bullshit, if you ask me.
Yep.
And Harry apparently can will the hat into doing what he wants, which who's to say that someone couldn't do that silently? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I,
the hat kind of dimes him out, but at the same time, who's to say that like his mom or dad weren't secretly actually Slytherins or whatever, and they were like Gryffindor, 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 Gryffindor under their breath, just like
mhm.
Harry did. I don't know.
You're
What are
giving
you
it
gonna say,
more
Tom?
you're giving it more thought and nuance than it actually deserves.
Because I have nothing to do with my time other than analyze stories. There's creepy looks from a teacher, which definitely reads way differently in 2026 than it probably did back then. There's tension with Harry willing the hat into putting him into Gryffindor. Like I should care without knowing if that's actually important. At dinner, the kids talk and gossip, and that jerk Joanna shows that she must just like making up slurs because we learn what a mudblood is.
Yeah,
Which,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like who thinks of that? I mean, I know you have to for your world building, but I
Like
don't know.
I'd
sounds like really mean, like a mudblood. Like I guess that's the
Mudblood.
point, but like damn, like she
Yeah.
cut deep with that one.
Well, we could say that in that context, one of Hermione's defining character attributes is that she wants to overcome that
Mhm.
Yeah.
as what these other kids see her as, and that's why she tries so hard. And so you kind of have to make it a very harsh word, but at the same time, I just see how we know how much of a fucking bigot this lady is. You could just see her gleefully making this
Coming up
shit
with
up.
Yeah, she's a
something.
pro.
Yeah, like oh,
Hey,
this
yeah,
Ooh, I get to
right.
make a new slur.
Yeah, because if you think about it, this could be applied to people like in reality, I guess.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's like it feels like this is something she might have said for real once or
Yeah.
twice.
There's a bit of exposition. A wild python appears, and they're off to find their dorms. I don't know what I'm talking. Wild python. Oh, I made a joke that I didn't even get myself.
I was
God
about to
damn it!
say, what the fuck you talk? Oh,
See? I forgot my own joke. I'm a piece of
nearly
shit.
headless Nick. How are you nearly like this?
Yeah.
That's
Which
what
of
we're talking
course,
about. Please tell me
John
that's what.
Cleese. Yes,
Yes,
that is the
okay.
wild python. I totally forgot that was my joke. I'm an idiot.
At
Whimsy.
least you figured it out. If you didn't and we just kept going, that would have been funny as shit. I don't
Right.
remember a snake.
I don't remember Snake Man. That would have been very that would have got us a comment on Spotify like you're an idiot. It's true. Whimsy, wonder, or pointless convolutions for the sake of it. You decide. As the stairs in the hallway shift around in an Escher-esque maze, and there's pointless passwords to get you to bed, let the children sleep. Fuck you, lady. The next morning, it's off to class. As their professors proceed to impress the children with their magical abilities and chosen proficiencies. McGonagall shows off her wild shape spell. Snape is mysterious and probably very cold in that drafty castle, the way he swaddles himself in that cape. And by the way he's chewing that scenery, it's equally as difficult to get a snack in Hogwarts as it is to go the fuck to bed.
Heyo. That
Snape,
that fucking little cover up you're talking about, the swallow he does. That shit's cool as fuck. I wish I could do that.
yeah, I'm sure Snape is like a lot of kids' first like step into being a goth. You know
Like,
what I mean?
hell
Like this
yeah,
is the
brother.
coolest fucking guy I've ever seen in my
Hooray,
life. He's
Pawpaw.
supposed to be a villain.
And then it's Alan Rickman
All right.
too, brother.
Oh,
Come on.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
So fucking cool, man. I love how
Potter.
much he just hates Harry from the jump.
He
He's
doesn't. You know he doesn't. Because
he's
you know how
Pawpaw.
the story goes.
I don't know, man. The way he leans against that pillar and he's like, "You motherfucking kid." He has to lean against the wall to support his hatred.
uh, Snape gives Harry the business, roasting him in front of all the other kids because that's what shitty teachers do. And that's
Hmm.
what villains do because old Joe really wants you to think that Snape is a heel.
Does
Yeah,
Hogwarts
I
have
get what
like
you're
a
saying.
board of education that they could report him to or something?
Yeah, yeah. There's no oversight. We learn later that there is a Ministry of Magic, but like, if you're
Yeah.
going to report some of this shit to Dumbledore, I don't think that guy cares because he's like,
No, like
"Oh, there's death traps around here somewhere. Don't go past the tape, I guess. Good
no
luck, you
HR
guys."
in Hogwarts, I
Yeah,
guess. I
there's
mean,
no HR. Dolores Umbridge is technically,
Oh
ugh,
but like,
no.
that's the opposite extreme.
I
Oh no.
guess.
That's
I wouldn't want
government
her as my
overreach.
HR.
Later, unsupervised children try to make booze at 11 years old until they mistakenly make incendiary devices.
Hell
No
yeah.
time for cautionary tales, though, because it's mail time. It also never fails, and there's tail wagging involved. It's a whole thing. Neville gets a gimmick that helps him remember, but he can't remember what he forgot. And Harry reads a newspaper story about Gringotts being robbed. And my phone auto corrected it to Gringos getting robbed, which is way fucking funnier.
I want to point out too that that kid that was trying to make the rum, that's his name is Seamus Finnegan. He's my favorite character in all of Harry Potter.
Really?
Yes, he's a fucking lunatic. Like he blows up shit like constantly. Like his role in every movie is just to have shit blow up in his face.
No,
That's
wow.
funny.
It's flying lesson time. Subaru Auntie is teaching the kids how to levitate their brooms because this magic stuff is just too safe. Helmets? No, you simp. Knee pads? Only for babies. A tether to the ground so someone doesn't zoom off at high speed and hit something hard at high speed? What are you, some kind of soy boy cuck? Neville barely survives his first flight,
Right?
coming away with only a broken arm, and Subaru Auntie makes him take and Subaru Auntie takes him to the infirmary, leaving all the other kids even more unsupervised as before, with high-speed aerial transport at their fingertips. She leads Neville away while we see that Chode Malfoy pocket Neville's memory gimmick.
Yeah,
Dude,
that scene of Neville being like whipped around on the on the broom, like as a kid, like that was like both hilarious and horrifying.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
watching, like that's scary.
absolutely.
Like, damn. So poor kid, man. And yeah, a tether would have helped.
Yeah, just
Uh-huh.
like, put a rope on the ground or some shit. It's
Yeah.
not that hard. Aren't you people professionals?
Well, it's also if it wasn't for that statue or that lantern, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If
Well,
what
yeah, he
just
barely
randomly
survived.
barely caught onto that fucking spear on that statue, he would have been done so.
Yeah, inches. It's a game of inches from it being impaled to death, just hanging there like Vlad the Impaler with a spear sticking out, like legs twitching, blood
Yep.
raining down on all the other children. That would be an interesting movie.
Yeah, right. Go Neville Longbottom, more like Neville Deadbottom. Got his ass.
I feel like after all that whiplashing around, a broken arm is the least of his problems. Like he's not going to walk straight for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? No good, dirty, rotten, low down shitheel Malfoy is a prick about Neville, showing off the stolen memory gimmick. When Harry takes exception to Malfoy's malfeasance, he goes super bully and decides to break the memory thing. Harry performs some astounding aerial maneuvers and saves the glass globe from shattering. But Professor McGonagall sees him flying fancy and marches him off, not to the arcane equivalent of detention, but to meet a guy.
Oliver Wood. Oliver Wood.
So, unfortunately, Calvin's time has come to an end with us. Not his time has come to an end. By God, he will soldier on in the trenches of defeating apologists and all that shit. But if you want to check him out, what are your socials, Calvin? If people want to
Yeah,
find
for
you?
sure. Yeah, I mean, first of all, like, thanks guys for having me on. I had a blast. I think it's really cool. What you guys got going on here, and it's insightful. I had a blast. I think it was pretty cool breaking down the movie so far and stuff. But yeah, with that being said, you can find me pretty much anywhere. I'm on all social media platforms. Unquestionable Calvin is what I typically go by. So I mean, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, literally anywhere. You just type in Unquestionable Calvin on like Google or something. It'll come up with everything that I do. Or you can go to linktree.com/Calvin Smith and find, links to everything I do there too.
Cool.
Awesome sauce.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can have you back at a later date when we talk about something shorter than Harry Potter.
Yeah, you guys hit me up anytime. I got plenty of movies. I love me a good film.
Sure.
Awesome.
And if you like what you heard, you on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. If you want to yell at us and tell us we're idiots, we are at Jesus Stole Our Movies at gmail.com, Instagram at Jesus.stole. And if you feel kindly inclined, leave us a review or a comment on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever your podcatcher of choice. And we will see you next time when we complete Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Philosopher's, whatever stone it may be at the time.
Kidney
stone. Yes. Okay. I don't have any other stones. Sharon stone.
Emma
Oliver Stone. Emma Stone.
Sylvester
Okay.
Stone.
Stone.
Wow,
Until next time.
You didn't even think of the most fun Stone Cold Steve Austin, you dummy.
Oh, hell yeah. That's the bottom line. That's absolutely right. It's your old Uncle Steve telling you to come back next time. Check out the rest of that Harold Potter. Yeah, hell yeah. We're going to find that snake. We're going to walk a mud hole in him and stomp it dry. And that's the bottom line because old Uncle Steve said so. Until next time. Y'all kids listen to more ska. And Donovan, take us out of here because I got to go get some popcorn while we finish on the Harry goddamn Potter. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah. And don't let
yeah.
Jesus steal anything
What?
from you. Get that shit back.
What? That's right, child.
don't want